everyone, it's Stephanie here with a video for My Favorite Things. In today's video, I'm going to be recreating a card that was designed by design team member Melania using products from the new June 2017 release. We're going to be creating a scene on the card using the Party Like a Pirate and the Ocean Fun stamp set and coordinating dynamics. But before we get to that, we do want to add some ink to our card base to kind of put all of our scene pieces on. So I'm using the Coral Crush dye ink, and I have an ink blending tool here, and I'm just working on a piece of scratch paper and I'm adding ink to that entire cardstock panel. I'm starting at the very top of the card base and just kind of working my way down, and when I get to near the bottom area, I just kind of let the color fade off. And now I'm taking some natural dye ink and I'm starting at the bottom of the card and working that up into the Coral Crush. And you can see there I get a really great blended effect with these two colors together. Now to add a little bit of distress look to it, I am adding water, but this time rather than using my water sprayer directly onto the panel, I'm adding water into my hand and kind of dropping it onto the card. I'm then allowing it to kind of sit there for quite a bit of time because this is MFT dye ink, so it takes a little bit longer to react with the water than the distress ink, but you can see there that it definitely does react with water as well. And then I just used a paper towel to lift that color off. To add colors to the inside of the card and a little bit of fun detail there, I'm using the Tumble Glass Distress ink along with an ink blending tool. And I also have a mask that I've cut using the wave die from the Ocean Fun Dynamics die set. And this is just giving a fun little wave detail at the top of this inside panel. And I'm just adding ink to the entire thing. I made sure to concentrate the ink a little bit heavier on the outside and let it fade off a little bit into the inside area. So we kind of have a lighter effect in the middle of the panel. Now to do the scene now, we're going to create the ocean view porthole on the front of the card. And this is where this card gets really fun. I really love the layout and the design that Melania did here. So first things first is we need to create a hole in the front of the cardstock panel, and we also need to create our ocean view porthole. So I've used the circle die from the Circle Shaker window and frame dynamics, and then I've also used the ocean view porthole dynamics and cut that from shiny silver cardstock. So now you can see that this fits perfectly over that window opening that we've created, and now the Circle Shaker pouches are going to fit perfectly inside of that opening, and we can create our little ocean view porthole. Having the Circle Shaker pouch in there, even though this is not a shaker card, makes it look really realistic and adds some really fun dimension to the front of the card. So to assemble everything together, I just used my tape runner and added adhesive to the Circle Shaker pouch, and then I adhered that directly to my card front. I'm then taking the ocean view porthole frame that we created with the silver cardstock, and I'm adhering that directly over that Circle Shaker pouch. And you can see there that it fully covers all that adhesive and gives us a really nice finished look. I then stamped the sentiment on the top area of the card using some Versamark ink, and I'm just going to add some white embossing powder over top of that stamping, and then I'm going to heat emboss that. I probably should have done this step before adding the Circle Shaker window, but I completely forgot, so I did add it after, and it was no problem. Everything stamped perfectly, and I got that completely heat embossed. So now our card base is pretty much ready to go, and we just need to stamp and color all of the images that we're going to add to the card. So first off, I'm using the Party Like a Pirate stamp set. This is a really fun stamp set that has so many great pirate-themed images. It's just a really lot of fun, and I had so much fun coloring everything here. So I'm stamping it all out first so that I can just continuously color once I have all of the images on this panel here. And I'm just stamping everything in black licorice hybrid ink so that I can use my Copic markers. So I'm going to speed through the coloring here. I'm not doing anything fancy. One of the things I really love about Melania's coloring is she has like really great depth and shading, but she doesn't use a ton of color. I feel like she is able to really utilize the lighter colors and really make them stand out and look really great on her cards. So it's always a fun challenge to me to go with a lighter hand and lighter colors than I would normally use, and I always end up loving the end result. So now that we have everything colored, I used the coordinating dies and cut all of the pieces out, and now we're ready to assemble everything on the front of the card. So I'm going to kind of mix between regular adhesive and foam adhesive so that we have a bit of dimension, especially because we have that Circle Shaker pouch, which is dimensional, so it's fun to have some of the images kind of raised up off the card as well. So I adhered the little bird to the treasure chest first, and then I put some foam adhesive on the back of those. And before I fully adhere it down, I'm just going to add the little coins kind of tucked in behind there. I'm just kind of stacking them all together so that they kind of look like they all fell out of that treasure chest. And then I added the little bird and chest detail over top. Now for the little girl pirate here, I also put her on foam adhesive, and I'm going to adhere her over to the right area of the card. And then we have the fun scene completely created on the front of the card. Now, because we've created this fun window on the front of the card, we need to create an underwater ocean scene on the inside, especially because through the ocean view porthole, we're able to see through to the inside of the card. So to do that, we're going to use the Ocean Fun stamp set, and I'm going to use a bunch of different dye inks here to do some stamping. So I'm just picking all of the little sea creatures off of the stamp set and changing up the ink colors as I go, and I'm stamping them all onto this white cardstock panel. Now the fun thing I love about this Ocean Fun stamp set is that you can stamp the bodies of the sea creatures first, and then you can stamp their eyes, and in the case of the little crab, his mouth, completely separate, so you can do them in different colors. I love having that layering option there just to kind of make them look even more dimensional and realistic. So now I'm going to go ahead and add all these sea creatures to the inside of the card, and I'm going to start off first with the ones that are positioned directly behind the window. I want to make sure when we close the card that we have a really cute scene on the inside that's showing out to the outside, so that when the cards close we know that we have all these fun ocean images on the inside. Once I have that done, I just went ahead and added all the rest. I kind of had to move stuff around to make sure they all fit since we filled this scene right up. And then that is going to complete the card. So a huge thank you to Melania for creating such a cool design. I loved recreating this card. I loved the colors. I loved everything about it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.